progress,
Creativity.
creativity,
Innovation. Innovative ideas and creating
innovation,
motivation.
motivation,
Taking risks.
taking risks,
Challenges.
challenges. Here's something.
Thrill. I feel thrilled to be here. Thrilled to apply all that I have learned so far.
Oh, thrill?
Yes.
Wow, that's marvelous. Yes.
Inspiration.
It is. Which one would you like to see? Oh, I think discussion. I think discussion. Let's try that. Trouble with having lots of different presentations. So we might, who knows what we'll get. There's also risk, surprise, mystery. I think this is good. I think this is good. Thank you. You know, and I think sometimes we feel so smashed with all of these standards and this and that and fitting into boxes that be able to do that takes a creativeness and that takes space. And I think one of the things that I'm getting so strongly from this conference is that it's like we can be so focused in our own little world that we get small. What we have to do is have space around ourselves, really, to do some of the things that we're talking about, the creative space for that. Okay. Let's see what we're about. About all of those things, actually.
Okay, click it once.
Just click it once. There we go. All right, what we're going to do today is explore autobiographical writing and looking at what have been 2 or 3 learning experiences or relationships that have had a difference, an impact, significant impact on your professional development. And then, what were the circumstances? We've talked a lot in this conference about contexts. What were the circumstances of those most valuable experiences, relationships? And then, what was the genesis or catalyst for such experience and relationship? And then last, what can we learn from considering these experiences and environments for our own future professional development? So we have this little bit of space of time to explore how we got to be where we are and some of the things that might be most important, the experiences that we have, may be covered over. And I think Richard was talking about that down here. So what we're going to do is pull those up. What I'd like to do is I have, hopefully we have enough, maybe 40 if this is right. What I'd like you to do is take 2 pages. Oh no, you only take 1. That's it. It's on both sides. Okay. Take this, and then we'll talk about what I would like you to do with it. And you can consider the people you're sitting with right now as you're learning. We have to share. That's one thing about community. We share.
Maybe have some please?
Yes. If we run out, we'll really have to share. Let's use a table or a chair.
The next one with you.
There's one over here, too. Either way.
I think we have 2 extra. Anyone else? See what happens way too friendly till she gives the instructions.
Okay, now, which time do we have? So we have 1 hour and 15 minutes. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay. Good. All right. All right. Right now, to look over that little sheet. Put my watch down and lose it. I think. What I'd like to do is just mention a few foundations for this, for what we're doing. A lot of work now is, as you know, reflection, as you do reflect. And this whole idea, the movement of teacher as scholar, teacher as researcher, teaching as a form of inquiry. And while we can be studying our classes, studying what happens, and doing that informally, just this worked, so I'm going to do it again. This didn't work, so I'm going to try something else. So we normally do that informally. And what we're doing now is saying that as a profession, if we can make that more systematic and share it with each other, that this will be better for the profession. We will be stronger, given more credibility. That when we speak, we will be speaking from a position that people give more credence to. This idea of the teacher as connoisseur and critic. And I love this. Who was talking about a mind that watches itself? And so today, as we look back on our professional careers, that's what we're going to do. We're going to be minds that watch ourselves. The intention is for us to step back for this short period that we have and look individually and then talk as a group, your learning community, and become aware, if we can, of some critical patterns that have happened in our lives. Who we are and how we've gotten to be this way. Relationships. And for us to plan a few critically reflective steps that we can take with other people to continue to support one another's professional development. What so often happens is we have a marvelous experience, and then we go back into the school, and life kind of creeps in, and we lose some of the enthusiasm we had, some of the ideas. So today what we want to do is try to make some bridges so that we take more with us. Okay, this, I switched to a Mac computer from a PC, and I couldn't get this little guy to work all the way across the line, but it does on your paper. What I want you to do is think about your life as that line. This is your childhood, your adolescence, your teacher preparation, continuing teacher preparation, where you are. Where are you in your career? And the little X is just an example of where you might be. Where do you put yourself? If you look at yourself as from childhood on, where are you in your career right now? Mark an X. And then you can cross out my X. Put a bigger X, it's yours. And then below that, below the X, I want you to think of a few critically important things that happened to you along the way. In my life, for example, my brother, who is 2.5 years younger than I am, had learning disabilities. But when he was growing up, they didn't identify those. And so he was always just couldn't do things. And they would put him in these little makeup groups, and he couldn't do it. He had learning disabilities. Part of why I'm standing here today and talking with you is to figure out how can we help all children. all children. What we're doing is we very narrowly focused with our curriculum. How do we help everyone? So to me, my brother, right down here, that's a critical experience of what makes me the teacher that I am right now. Another event might have been something in teacher preparation. There were a lot of shootings at the time. It was in the 60s, and tragedies, but that informed my sense of what was important in the world. So that's another critical event for me. Think of your own life. What have been 2, 3, 4 critical events in your life, and just mark them in some way on that. You have a little bit of space underneath to just jot some of the ideas that are related to those critical events. So we will do that, and then right here under number 1, just jot them, jot ideas here, and then write a little bit about them here. And then think about what were the experiences, write a little bit about each experience, what were the relationships. So to me, my brother would be very much a part of that. And I would write a little bit about that. So what we're going to do is capture in this first part, number 1, what are they? Just tell them. And then explore them. Do this individually, and when you're finished, we'll wait until everybody finishes, and then we'll talk about them in the small groups. Okay? So we'll take, maybe 10 minutes. Yes. You want to just take one, take one. If there are 5, take 5. But this is an opportunity to really think back. Has a teacher made a difference to you? Was there a teacher or 2 teachers? Or an event, something that happened? Maybe in your early teaching. An experience that kind of changed you. That's what we're looking for. Something that significant life events.